we want to know how big your moat is. Affirm has lined up big merchants that are, very much embedded in what you offer, like Walmart, Amazon, major airlines, Shopify. Will Apple be able to penetrate all these merchants?
So first of all, thank you for listing out our moats. I think they're quite significant. Just as importantly, and that's really not why I'm not particularly worried about Apple Pay entering the buy now, pay later space, they're focused on the convenience of a 6-week product, which I think is great. And there's plenty of competitors and they should be worried. I think this spells a certain level of concern for folks that are really specialized in this really short-term product. We spent 10 years building out technology, data, partnerships, integrations, really, really good underwriting models so that we can offer consumers plans from 6 weeks to 60 months. That is unique and different and special. And it involves not just data and underwriting, also involves capital partnerships, figuring out how to manage capital markets in rising interest rate environments, et cetera. So we feel very, very good about just the sheer complexity of what we do protects us really well. That said, I'm genuinely excited for 2 reasons about Apple Pay Later. One, they chose the right thing by consumers. The no late fees, no gimmicks, no tricks, no fees of any kind. That's really the right message. And it sends the right statement to the rest of the world. Credit cards, frankly, have some real competition, and it's great to hear companies powerful as Apple say that out loud, that there's a better alternative. And part 2, I think just telling the world, telling the consumer that this is a thing that's better than your credit card, including perhaps Apple's own credit card, is great. So we feel like this creates a really nice tailwind for us.
But Apple does have a huge potential base of 1 billion iPhone users. That has to be too big for even the largest merchants to ignore. How do you think about that? I mean, are you preparing for a cut of what Affirm now gets in buy now, pay later requests to go to Apple?
I think in the world of true zero sum, maybe that would have been a concern. But just for context, in the US, buy now, pay later is, I believe, sub 5% of e-commerce, and of commerce overall, it's really tiny. I don't think there's much concern. When PayPal announced their entry into the space, also was the 6 weeks product, I think everyone was sort of holding their breath a little bit, and we'd stated at the time that this just isn't going to register in our world because there's just so much ground to cover. We're all competing with credit cards, and credit cards are competing with cash. There's a lot of room to grow for all involved, so no, not concerned at all.
I have to ask about your broader view on the macro environment. Elon Musk says he has a super bad feeling about the economy, Tesla laying off 10%, Klarna, a buy now, pay later competitor. Again, maybe not apples to apples, but they're laying off 10%. How do you feel about the economy? Does Affirm have any layoffs or hiring freezes planned?
We're not just not laying off, sorry for the double negative, we're actually hiring. I think laying off is, no comment on Elon. He's got feelings that I only wish I could match. But I think in my world, when you feel the need to hire, that means you haven't done the necessary thinking and working in the past. And so we are hiring because we have real needs to grow the product, to build new things, to deliver value to consumers and merchants. Most importantly, right now, as the economy teeters on, who knows, recession, downturn, whatever it is, it's not, it's going to get worse before it gets better. We have a mission to deliver spending power in a responsible way to consumers and to improve the top line and growth of our merchant partners. And we take it very, very seriously. We're gearing up for time to shine, for growth, for new products, new ways of delivering value. And that's why we need more people. There's certainly no time to rest for us. We have a lot of work to do.
A key word you just used there is responsible. We are hearing more and more stories of especially young people getting in trouble with buy now, pay later. Are you doing more to warn some of your potential customers about the risks of taking out a number of small different loans and the longer term impact it could have? I mean, as we've talked about, this has drawn the scrutiny of regulators.
First of all, I've said it before, but I'll repeat it. I think it's really important that the regulators understand how this particular flavor works. I think as they dig in deeper, they will see that this is a better product than a credit card, simply because credit cards essentially allow you to refinance your own debts in perpetuity, which is not that different from payday lending. And so I think it's really, really important that regulators see what buy now, pay later can do, which I wholeheartedly believe is a healthier consumer product. 2, it is really important for consumers to understand when they're overextended. The underlying reason why we chose to never charge late fees was that we are permanently aligned with the borrower. If the borrower is late, banks and credit cards make more money. That is a bad misalignment of interest, especially in a downturn. We don't make a penny if consumers can't pay us back. If they're late, we just have to find a way of not making the mistake again, basically. And so this lack of late fees is a really powerful motivator for us to design products and to approve only as far as we believe people will pay us back. And that's one side of it. The other side is you have to help people build their credit history. Affirm has always reported what the industry slang as furnished information to the bureaus, specifically so that consumers can build their history with the credit bureaus. Majority of my competitors don't do that. I think it's a really, really important social mission, and we're very committed to that as well. So we feel like we're doing a lot to be on the right side here, and we'll certainly do more.